The first human patient will soon receive a Neuralink device. This ultimately has the potential to restore full body movement. In the long term, Neuralink hopes to play a role in AI civilization risk reduction by improving human to AI and human to human bandwidth by several orders of magnitude. Imagine if Stephen Hawking had this. I also want to just point out what he's saying about AI civilization risk reduction. He's saying that if humans integrate with the AI, it won't destroy us. He's talking about integrating human brains with other human brains. I think Elon does great work. And I think it's important that, to a certain degree, like, we certainly want to cure people who are paralyzed with medical technology. But I gotta say, man, it's gonna get scary. You guys ready to plug your brain into the Matrix?
Yeah, absolutely not. No, it's like, yeah, I like what Elon Musk is doing with Twitter. I'm not about to let him put a computer in my head. I mean, that's ridiculous. And, the other aspect of this is that the first people to take advantage of this will be like the elite, the people in the, take advantage of it in a way that is more than just like helping a paralyzed person walk, which, obviously that's the way that they're going to introduce it, because who would disagree with that? But it's way beyond that what Neuralink is capable of in terms of like increasing your IQ or your all sorts of stuff. And so, you're going to have a sort of feedback loop where the people in the highest positions of power in the society get it first, and that just solidifies their position as they, continue to occupy that top
They
spot.
say those who have quadriplegia due to spinal cord injury or ALS may qualify. So for now, I mean, we're not talking about plugging people's brains into the Matrix. Neuralink is actually going to be saving lives and curing ailments. And I can respect that. I know a lot of people are saying don't rag on Neuralink because it's going to provide, treatment for a lot of people. And that's really, really cool. My fear is just that if we ever get to the point where we can read write into a person's brain experiences, yeah, no one's going to live in the real world anymore.
Well, the other aspect is, the Great Reset, the World Economic Forum, right? You'll own nothing, you'll have no privacy, but you'll be happy. I mean, that dates back to the 1960s when you had Aldous Huxley saying, basically, they'll put you in a position where you ought not be happy, but you'll be made happy when they literally are releasing dopamine. So you're sitting there on this is like the 1960s version, but you're sitting there on an assembly line. You should be like miserable, like, God, this is awful. But instead you're like, this is the best thing this is the most fun I've ever had, is putting together these car parts, because they're literally activating the pleasure center of your brain as you're doing this.
Do you guys know what, you know the story of the monkey's paw, right?
Yes.
The monkey's paw. It gives you 3 wishes, but it twists your wishes in awful ways. And or there's just like needful things. This trope of be careful what you wish for has been around for a long time. I remember when I was little, I can't remember what movie we were watching. I was watching with my family. And it's like somebody gets a monkey's paw or whatever. And then they're like, I wish for $1 million. And then all of a sudden, like, the person's wife walks out to pick up a newspaper and gets hit by a car, killing her instantly. And then the guy in the car is like, oh no, I'll give you $1 million settlement or whatever, like or an insurance payout. They're like, you're being awarded $1 million, so that the wish is twisted. My dad was always like, you know how you beat the monkey's paw? You wish for happiness. Wish that you were happy. And what could it do to twist it? And I was like, it'll put you in a mental institution in a straitjacket, bang your head on the wall, and he goes, but you're happy. And I'm like, that's an interesting way of viewing happiness. It's technically the truth.
Yeah, that's
the happiness they'll give you.
There's a Chuck Palahniuk short story that's kind of like that, where it's this phenomenon where all these kids in high school realize that if you like electrocute yourself, you basically like lobotomize yourself. And so it's like a trend of kids like electrocuting themselves and lobotomizing themselves because they'd rather be happy and mentally incapacitated than have to deal with the stresses of real life.